guys, welcome to today's live stream here between Scotland and the All Blacks. We've got some little bit of rugby bubblers from yesterday, but we are ready for today. So go Scotland today. I am backing the Scotland side full out today to go out and make history against the All Blacks today. So let me know in the comment section who you guys are backing for. I do have a poll on the channel as well. So yeah, do go in and vote on the poll and decide who you think is going to win this game. Disappointing after last night, the defeat to France was bittersweet. I think the Boks have played their best rugby in years, since the Rugby World Cup final, to be quite honest. And yeah, I might sound a little bit of a sour grape, but I just don't feel that Barnes had the best last 10 minutes of his career, and definitely that try from them was a double movement. The pass from Willie Leroux wasn't forward, and definitely that last turnover when South Africa took the ball from the kickoff, the guy did not release the play on in the air. After the referee said let him go, they went over and stole the ball and ended the game. So a little bit of sour grapes from my side, but we move on from there. And today we're going to witness this Scotland side hopefully make history today. Then again, I need to be as unbiased as possible, and yeah, let's get into this game, and let's quickly go through the Scotland lineup for today's game. So we've got Piers Skuman, Fraser Brown and Xander Fagerson in the front row. Then in the lock combination, Richie Gray and Grant Gilchrist, along with the loose trio of Jamie Ritchie, Hamish Watson and Matt Fagerson. Then the halfback combination of Ali Price and Finn Russell. Centre combination of Sione Tuipulotu and Chris Harris. And then the back three of Duan van der Merwe, Darcy Graham and Stuart Hawke. Then completing the bench for them, Ewan Ashman, Rory Sutherland, Viep Nel, Johnny Gray, Jack Dempsey, Ben White, Blair Kinghorn and Mark Bennett. So a very formidable Scotland side, and I say, like I did say last week, it's Scotland's best opportunity to beat the All Blacks if they ever wanted to have the opportunity to do so. I do believe that Wales didn't take the opportunities last week, and if Scotland do use that, they can definitely win this All Black side today. We've seen this here, that this All Black side is very easy to beat if you do your basics correct and have a little bit of luck on your side. So a man like Jamie Ritchie and Hamish Watson will definitely go out there and try and disrupt this All Black side at the breakdown. We know it's one area where the All Blacks do struggle, or did struggle throughout the year, is from turnover ball. They're not very solid at the breakdown, and with two guys like this, Hamish Watson and Jamie Ritchie, they can easily challenge this All Black side of the breakdown and get a couple of turnovers. And with the likes of Duan van der Merwe and Darcy Graham, along with Stuart Hawke, can definitely run at them all day. And then Finn Russell will definitely look to put some pressure on Beauden Barrett today. So let's quickly go and have a look at the All Black side for today as we go through there. Ethan de Groot, Samisoni Takiao and Nipo Laulala in the front row. Then Scott Barrett and Samuel Whitelock in the lock combination. Then a loose trio of Akira Ioane, Dalton Papali'i and Ardie Savia. Then the halfback combination of Finlay Christie and Beauden Barrett, along with the midfield combination of David Avili and Anton Leonard-Brown, with the back three of Caleb Clark, Mark De Leon debut and Geordie Barrett at fullback. Then looking at the bench of the All Blacks, Cody Taylor, George Bauer, Fletcher Newell, Tupovai, Shannon Frizzell, TJ Perenara, Stephen Perofeta and Rico Ioane. There's absolutely no reason for the Scotland side to fear this All Black side today. I mean, Ethan de Groot and Samisoni Takiao, still very green, to be honest. They haven't played a lot of test match rugby, and they have formed part of the struggling All Black side this season. So an opportunity for the front row of Piers Skuman and the rest of that team to really put some pressure on them. I do believe that a guy like Piers Skuman and Xander Fagerson, along with Fraser Brown, can cause a lot of problems for this young, inexperienced front row of Ethan de Groot and Samisoni Takiao. We do know that Samisoni Takiao is one of the most impressive hookers to come through this season as well, but it is going to be difficult. And then Samuel Whitelock and Scott Barrett will definitely bring experience to the side. I still believe that Whitelock is one of the best locks, but he is missing his partner in crime, and that is Brody Retallick. So without him, I don't think there's too much to fear in Whitelock at the moment. And then the likes of Akira Ioane, a very good provincial player, but for me still haven't stepped up to the international stage, and he definitely forms part of the issue that the All Blacks have had at the breakdown during this year. So it will be interesting to see how Hamish Watson and Jamie Ritchie and Matt Ferguson tries to neutralise that today as well. Then the likes of Dalton Papali'i is starting to become strong again, but he has also struggled with injuries, and as much as he has been destined to replace Sam Cane in the future, he's just not got that frightening vibes to him. And I definitely favour the loose trio of Scotland today over the one of the All Blacks. Ardie Savea is Ardie Savea. He's a quality player now, starting to step out of the shadow of Kieran Reid as well as Richie McCaw. I think he's a quality player and one of those players that can change the game for you. So definitely they will have to look at him and try and neutralise him in that pack of forwards. As for me, truly the only real problem for Scotland today in that pack of forwards. Likes of Finlay Christie coming through nicely. Beauden Barrett playing at 10 today. I think the factor that he's been moved from fly-half to fullback to between these two positions have caused him to not be the person or the player that he can be. And expect Finn Russell, who's been in some exquisite form for his club, to really go out there and try and put some pressure on him. I know if he's going to miss the first kick for touch or get a one kick into the full, he's going to have a hard day at the office, is Beauden Barrett. So key will be to put pressure on Finlay Christie and Beauden Barrett. And with the back of forwards that they've got, they can definitely put the pressure on Finlay Christie at the breakdown and really disrupt this All Black side, while Beauden Barrett, when on the back foot, doesn't mean a lot to this All Black side. Looking at the centres of David Havili and Anton Leonard-Brown, David Havili has really not impressed me that much at the inside centre berth, while Anton Leonard-Brown is now coming back from a long injury layoff, came off the bench last week and didn't play that great, and now been thrown into the deep end. So another area where I think the Scottish can really put some pressure on him. I know that the likes of Tui Pilato and Harris can definitely put the pressure on both these players. And then we also got the debutant of Mark Delia, who's a quality player all around. And I do believe that Darcy Graham and Duan van der Merwe can put pressure on him. Caleb Clark hasn't had the greatest of season as well. And then Geordie Barrett, again moving back to fullback, played centre the last two games. So that could have an impact on him. Let's see how they handle it. I know I'm very, very critical towards this All Black side today, and rightfully so. They did play extremely well against Wales last week, but it's been one of those seasons where they could have made a vital change to their coaching setup and brought in Razor to coach them, and they've missed out on that opportunity. And I don't think there's a comeback from that for this All Black side. They might get the odd win here or there against the top nations, but for the most part, I truly believe what Jamie Joseph said, and that is that nobody fears this All Black side anymore. The scary factor of this All Black side has gone down the drain, and even if you look at the bench that they've selected here today, it just doesn't really boast too much for that. Cody Taylor, a quality hooker, and can play some really good rugby on the day. Likes of George Bower and Fletcher Newell, still newbies to the game. Tupavai doesn't have a lot of experience. Shannon Frizzell, strong ball carrier, but not much around the breakdown area as well. And then TJ Perenara coming somewhat out of the wilderness back into this All Black side. And Stephen Perifetto, also a green one. And Enrico Ioane off the bench. How will he fare in that regard as well? Bremses Avili is a great centre. if he plays as he can and has in the Super Rugby, New Zealand will run riot. I have to disagree with you on that one, Brem. I truly rate him as a player, and I rate him as a really good fullback. Um, I don't think he's a great centre though, and he hasn't proven himself like Rico Ioane. For me, Rico Ioane is an exceptional winger, but a very average centre, and I think that's the same that goes for Havili today. But I mean, everybody is entitled to their opinion, and I respect your view of him. But my personal point of view, I truly don't rate him as a centre, a much better fullback than centre. Same goes for Rico Ioane as well. But we'll see how it pans out. I might swallow my words at the end of the day, but I truly believe that Scotland will do what Wales couldn't do last week, and that is put this All Black side to sword. And they've even got a better opportunity with the team that has been selected here today to play. Again, I said not a lot of experience in this All Black side today, and the fact that it's been a seesaw season for them, really, along with the coaching staff. I think things are going to go horribly wrong for them today, and they will lose this game to Scotland. But that again, I thought it could be Wales's year against the All Blacks last week, and the All Blacks went out and absolutely destroyed them. So you just never know what can happen in a situation like that. But yeah, it is what it is at the moment. We've got the national anthems now going to be played here, and we will get ready for the start of this game between the All Blacks and Scotland. So it's a late kickoff for all Black fans out there, and yeah, I don't think it's particularly a game that they're too much interested in watching today. So yeah, it's going to be quite interesting to see. Again, let me know in the comment section what your opinion is on this game today. Like I said, I think that Scotland will have their first best chance to get a victory over the All Blacks today here at Murrayfield. And I don't know why it's just me that's got that feeling, but we could see a surprise like we did see with Italy yesterday beating the Australians. So a worrying scenario for all Springbok fans going into next weekend against Italy. I think everybody expected that one game to be the one where South Africa just runs over Italy and win comfortably, and we will just throw away the shadows and ghosts of 2016. But it's all coming back to life again with that victory Italy managed yesterday over Australia. And very disappointed with the Australian outfit. I honestly thought that this was going to be the Autumn Nations series where Australia is going to find their feet again and climb up the rankings, but now instead are going well down on the world rankings, and it's rather the rest that's climbing, Fiji and Italy who's climbing, and Argentina and Wales. So yeah, it's disappointing from an Australian perspective, the team that will be hosting the next World Cup in 2027, and they will really need something of a miracle to kickstart their rugby union for their country again, because I mean, it's dying a slow death in Australia itself, and I don't think the 2027 World Cup alone will boost their morale and the support from the fans outside, from all the other sports, athletics, cricket, and rugby league and Aussie rules and all that stuff. So they will definitely have to pull something out of the fire. But that said, we are still busy with the national anthems. We're busy with the All Black national anthem. Again, for those of you guys who have just tuned in, I am expecting an upset victory today for Scotland. And with that, let's quickly go and have a look through the team lineup again before this game gets going. For Scotland, Piers Skuman, Fraser Brown and Xander Fagerson in the front row, with Richie Gray and Grant Gilchrist in the lock combination. Then Jamie Ritchie, Hamish Watson and Matt Fagerson as the loose trio. Ali Price and Finn Russell forming the halfback combination, with Sione Tuipulotu and Chris Harris in the midfield. And in the back three, Tuan van der Merwe, Darcy Graham and Stuart Hawke. Then on the bench, Ewan Ashman, Rory Sutherland, VPNL, Johnny Gray, Jack Dempsey, Ben White, Blair Kinghorn and Mark Bennett. So this side could make history today. Compare that to the All Black side that has been selected today. Ethan de Groot, Samisoni Takiao and Nipo Lalala in the front row. The lock combination of Sam Whitelock and Scott Barrett, with the loose trio Akira Ioane, Dalton Papali and Ari Sevilla. Halfback combination of Finley Christie and Bowden Barrett. A centre midfield combination of David Havili and Anton Leonard-Brown, with the back three Caleb Clark, Mark de Leon debut and Geordie Barrett at full back. Then on the bench, Cody Taylor, George Power, Fletcher Newell, Tupovai, Shannon Frizzell, TJ Perenara, Stephen Perafetta and Rico Ioane. And like I said a little bit earlier on, I just feel that this All Black side lacks experience. There's too many newcomers, and just the way the whole setup is going. 1 week they're brilliant and the next week they're poor under a very average coach in Ian Foster. Like I said, they had the opportunity to make the change earlier this year when they could have appointed Razor as the coach, Scott Robinson, and they let it slip. And I think the average performances will continue throughout till next year's World Cup, where they will bow out in either the quarterfinal, the semi-final or the final, but I don't expect them to win it. So a chance here for this youngsters, a great opportunity, but I just feel that the inexperience and the comeback of Anton Leonard-Brown from injury just into the side, David Havili at inside centre and Bowden Barrett back at fly-off, along with the likes of Akira Ioane and Christie and the Groot and Takiao will backfire today for this All Black side. But that there left, and a lot of talking beforehand. Maybe it's the rugby bubblers from last night. Maybe I'm bok befok about the loss of the Springboks last night. But it is what it is, you know. And let's get into this game. The national anthems are done, and we just got the All Blacks haka to come, and then we will be getting into this game. And like I said, I'm predicting a rugby upset today, with Scotland beating the All Blacks by not much, but between 5 and 10 points today. Carol Courtney says, hope you're right about the Scotland victory, Guru. I hope I'm right. I was wrong with a couple of predictions last week and also yesterday. Let's hope this is the one that I get right today. I honestly, I felt, well, there wasn't too much of upsets yesterday. Everybody expected Fiji to lose to Ireland. Everybody expected France to win South Africa. And I expected Argentina to beat Wales. They didn't in the end. And also clearly expected Australia to beat Italy, and that didn't happen. So two losses for me there on the trot, with the Bok game nearly being a third. But I think today will be the day where we get it spot on, and we will see history being made by the Scottish side. Gregor Townsend has been around for a while with the Scotland side, and they have built a really solid foundation here at Murrayfield. Don't know whether they're World Cup winners, but they can definitely cause an upset down the line, and this could be a good test run, as it should be really interesting. CP23 says, Holakura still gutted the box loose yesterday, but believe we improve a lot from the Ireland game. Look, we didn't play bad against Ireland. Our kicking game was really poor against Ireland, and that basically cost us the game. But yesterday was a completely different box side from the one that I've ever seen since 2019's final. I mean, if we could play like that in the World Cup, we can easily win it. But I think it's too little too late to go from a kicking mindset to an attacking mindset like that. You won't be able to do it game in and game out. And I think there was opportunities not used by Nienaber and Rassi throughout this 3 years, where they could have really have bowled a strong foundation for this side. But it's going to be interesting to see. We'll hear what Rusty have to say tonight with the premiere of his documentary on DSTV as well. So I'll give my opinion on that maybe tomorrow or the day after I've watched it. So yeah, let's get into this one. I think it's going to be a really good game between the two sides, and I'm expecting a major upset here as far as the result of this game will go. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Like I said, I'm maybe a little bit rugby bubbleless and a little bit bok about the loss last night, but we'll see how it goes. It is Scotland playing in a light purple color today, and we'll see how that works for them as well today. I think I've seen them play in this kit before, but not so often, and it's almost very slightly towards a pinkish color. So we all know what happens when people tend to play in that pinkish jerseys. We saw it with the Bulls previously as well. So yeah, we're very close to kick off here. Not quite sure what I don't have audio from my side, but they are giving an accolade to somebody in the crowd there. Not sure who it is, but yeah, before we get this game underway, they are giving him the accolades there and respect as well. So it's going to be the big one now. Scotland up against the All Blacks. It's the last game of the weekend, and the one that one of the games that I've probably looked really forward to seeing as well. So hopefully we'll have a really good contest between the two sides today. Right, so let's get this game underway. It looks like it's going to be the All Blacks to kick this game off from left to right on my screen, and we're in for a really good game here between the two sides. Scotland have yet to beat the All Blacks, but I think that will change today. And the referee for today is Frank Murphy. I don't know too much about him, but let's see if he can blow a decent game. I think Stuart Barnes was really good up until the last 10 minutes of that clash against France last night, where he just lost his marbles somewhere down the line. So yeah, let's hope Frank Murphy doesn't have the same fate today. But it is going to be the All Blacks to kick this game off, and good luck to both sides, and let's see who comes away with the victory today, as Beauden Barrett gets this game underway, and it's well taken by Scotland inside their 22. An opportunity early to clear this as Sully Price is trying to get his forwards in line here. Hamish Watson now takes it up inside the 22. Waiting for it now, Ollie Price going back to Finn Russell, or actually Stuart Hawke, to kick this one downfield, and that will be a decent clearance from him roundabout on the 10-meter line inside their own territory here. So hopefully this Scotland side will show up to play some decent rugby today as well. Sakia with a throw-in finds Artie Sevilla in the line-out now. The All Blacks have formed a driving maul here. Just a minute gone in this game so far, and now the All Blacks with a good driving maul. They're going forward really well now as Finlay Christie looks to get this one out for them. Coming back slowly for the All Blacks now. Comes back to David Avili, goes with a cross kick, kicks it behind himself and into the hands of Mark Talia. Beats the first line of defence though, and here comes Mark Talia. A very good winger this is, almost up to the 22-meter line. Now Finlay Christie waiting to get this one out, but it's going to be a penalty for the All Blacks. And a good first touch for Mark Talia on debut here for the All Blacks, as he easily got past Stuart Hawke in the first tackle attempt, and then took a couple of defenders with him up to the 22, where Scotland went off their feet. And now Beauden Barrett with the opportunity to put this into the corner. Puts it in 5 meters out from the try line. And the All Blacks with an early opportunity here. It's going to be an early onslaught here from the All Blacks. Takiao with the throw in, and it's taken by Sevilla. And again, it's a penalty advantage, it seems, to the All Blacks. Interference at the line out. Now Takiao, pick up and go from him. And what do you know? Takiao has just gone over the try line for the first try of this game. Well, that was an easy 5-pointer there. And Samisoni Takiao gets the opening try for the All Blacks here. Let's hope Scotland is not going to play like this for the rest of this game as well. So, just from that line out, sloppy from the All Blacks initially, but it's because there was interference. And then the ball got taken by Takiao, and he managed to burst his way over the try line there for the first try of the game. Poor defence there from Scotland, really. And the All Blacks on the board with the first try of the game. Great grounding there from Takiao. And he's definitely the future for this All Black side. 5-0, 3 minutes gone in this first half. And the All Blacks showing early intent here, trying to blow away my criticism of them very early on in this game. So Jordie Barrett then with the conversion attempt. Not too difficult, about 20 meters infield. And he struck it easily. So 7-0 after just 4 minutes of play. And they will have their work cut out for the rest of this game in Scotland now. Let's hope they find a way back into this one. The All Blacks looking to unsettle the Scottish side very, very early on in this game. And some really poor defence from them. The restart then taken, and it's another loose ball picked up by Finlay Christie. He's knocked it on now. Counter-attack on here for Scotland as Gilchrist gets it out now to Hamish Watson. Hamish Watson cuts back inside, up over the 22. He goes now, support play there for him. Price gets it out to Piers Kuman. Piers Kuman to Finn Russell. Finn Russell to Tui Piloto. He tries to straighten things up, tackled by Avili. About 15 meters out from the try line. Here they come again now through Matt Ferguson. Sets it up about 10 meters out from the try line. As Scotland now looking to get this back now. Finn Russell. Finn Russell to Grant Gilchrist. Grant Gilchrist now 7 meters out from the try line. But it's going to be a penalty to the All Blacks, holding on the ground. And it's Dalton Papali'i who wins the penalty on the ground for the All Blacks. Again, just too easy for the All Blacks there. They took the pressure that was given by Scotland, and their defensive efforts was just really well at that stage. 5 minutes gone, and it's still 7-0, and the All Blacks now with a clearing penalty all the way up to the 10-meter line inside All Blacks territory. So 7-0, the All Blacks lead here, as they're looking pretty solid at the moment. 5.5 minutes played. Takiao now with a throw into this line out to the front they go. It's stolen by Scotland, and they have secured it here on the 10-meter line now. Price have got it. Gets it out to Ferguson. Sets it up beautifully up over the 10. Now Price waiting for it again. Comes back to Finn Russell. Flat pass to Matt Ferguson. Good run from him, but brilliant defence from the All Blacks, and they've turned this over through Hardy Sevilla. Now Finlay Christie gets it up now. David Avili out to Bowden Barrett, out to Samisoni Takiao. He's up over the 10-meter line now. Good defence from Scotland now. Christie again, out to Bowden Barrett with a little grubber kick through, and into the hands of Anton Leonard-Brown. Gets the pass out to Caleb Clark, and Caleb Clark cuts back inside. Good tackle now, up over the 22-meter line, about 15 meters out from the try line. Now Bowden Barrett, back it comes to Jordie Barrett going with a cross kick here, and it's going to be Mark D'Elia with a try. And that is going to be a second soft try here for the All Blacks. Well, definitely not what Scotland wanted. 12-0 with a conversion to come. And it looks like that long-awaited win for Scotland will have to wait another 20 years. As the All Blacks taking every opportunity here. Firstly, it was Ari Sevilla up over that ball. Was there a little knock on though? They might come back for this one. Well, it was far away from the initial play, but it might be worth a look here. As I definitely, if I was the Scotland captain and I saw that, would have looked to maybe just have another check of that one. But the try's been awarded, and Mark Delia has got his debut try here for the All Blacks. 7.5 minutes in, and the All Blacks looking pure gold at the moment. Will have to swallow my words, it seems. Jordie Barrett now will look to convert this one. It's still early days though. Anything can still happen. We saw last night when the Boks came back from 13-0 down with a man in the, with a red card as well. So regardless of that, we'll see how this one pans out. But 14-0, it's the All Blacks leading Scotland at the moment. 14 points to 0. Gordon McIntyre says, "Ach no." Yeah, it is what it is, good Gordon. As much as you would expect the Scottish side to really give them a go, it's not going that way at the moment. Sakabula asks, "Guru, has Scotland ever beaten the All Blacks?" No, they haven't. So here comes the All Blacks now from just outside their own 22, between the 22 and the 10-meter line. On the attack again now, Finley Christie waiting for this one to come out. Going with the box kick over the top. Was they on site there? Well taken by Stuart Hawke though, and the ball has been ripped by the All Blacks on the 10-meter line here of Scotland, but the referee's got to call them back for that little knock-on from Scotland. And after 9 minutes of play, it's the All Blacks 14, Scotland 0. And a scrum down to the All Blacks about between the 10 and the halfway inside Scotland's half, about 5 meters out from the right hand touchline. 9.5 minutes gone. All Blacks have destroyed Scotland in this opening 10 minutes. So Christie now to feed this one in for the All Blacks. And yeah, what a trend of this now at the moment. It looks like we're going to get a massive scoreline. Christie just waiting for the referee to stabilize the scrum though. And now it's been fed in, well controlled. Out the back it goes though now. Mark Delia, he's going to run it up over the 10-meter line, and look at the strong run from this guy. Christie now waiting again, comes back to Scott Barrett, who sets it up beautifully for them. Now Christie again, Ethan the Groot now between the 10 and the 22. Here comes Takiao, but it's going to be a penalty against the All Blacks. And it looks like obstruction from the captain there, Sam Whitelock. And now Ali Price will give it to Finn Russell to kick downfield. Roundabout between the 10 and the 22 inside Scotland's half. And two very quick tries from the All Blacks have put Scotland behind by 14 points to 0. Lineout will be on the 10-meter line inside All Blacks territory. And Gregor Townsend does not look happy at the moment. So Fraser Brown then with the throw into this lineout, quick throw. Now Price off the back to Finn Russell, flat pass to Ferguson again. Good defence from the All Blacks though, as they try and take this one up through Tui Pelotto now. Here comes Matt Ferguson back on inside. Stuart Hawke through a little gap. Now puts a little kick over the top. And he could win this race. The bounce at the ball. Oh, he's left it behind. And it's been put down by Jordie Barrett. They are going to go upstairs. Stuart Hawke has claimed the try here, but I doubt that it is. It didn't look like he claimed that, or he did get that one down. Great opportunity going a begging there for them. Really, really, really poor. So, let's have a look at this one again. 14 points to 0 with the check to see if a try has been scored by Stuart Hawke or not. No, there's no way he got that try down. You could argue and say that he was played without the ball though. Oh, this could be a penalty try. Yeah, I think a possible try could have been scored here. Surely. That can be a penalty try and a yellow card to Anton Linnert-Brown. Interesting call to come from the TMO now. I think Stuart Hawke would have scored the try. He was played without the ball by Anton Linnert-Brown, and we could see a penalty try here. It's currently 14 points to 0, and let's see what the TMO decide. I don't have audio to listen in on, but I'm expecting a penalty try to come. Sakabula also say penalty try there, so I think we've got it spot on. Let's have a look. What do the referee... Why are they taking so long with this though? One could clearly see that he was going to score the try there. No doubt about that. Played without the ball, must be a penalty try. I cannot see any reason why he wouldn't have scored that try. So, let's have a look. Yeah, here comes the yellow card, and here comes the penalty try. So 14 points to 7 then, and Scotland somewhat back in this game. Time back on the clock as well. So 14-7, Scotland behind, but it's the All Blacks who's got a yellow card at the moment. 14-7, 12 minutes played in this game, and now we've got a game on again. Yeah, I thought he really messed it up there, but I didn't see the tackle from Linnert-Brown, but the right call at the right time here for them. Penalty try, 14 points to 7, 12 minutes played. So, here comes the restart then from Beauden Barrett. And a deep kick in from him, well, not a deep one, a high hanging kick off from him. Well taken by Gilchrist, this time between the 10 and the 22 now. Price, back it comes now for them through Richie Gray, sets it up beautifully. Now Price again, back to Finn Russell. Finn Russell goes high up into the air. The chase now coming from Scotland, but it's going to be well collected by Caleb Clark up over the 10-meter line now. Christie, back it comes now to Laulala. Waiting for it now, it's Beauden Barrett looking for a bit of space in behind. But Darcy Graham gets back for it, 10 metres out from the try line. Back to Stuart Hawke on the boot. And Stuart Hawke not going to find touch now, finds Beauden Barrett. Right on the halfway line, going high up into the air. He is going to chase down his own kick. Stuart Hawke, oh, it's been knocked on by Beauden Barrett now. And it's Darcy Graham not held in the tackle. Now comes back Price waiting for it. Price gets it out now, Finn Russell, Sione Tupilotto, gets it out to Duan van der Merwe now. Duan van der Merwe straightens it up beautifully. He's into a little half cap, but an ankle tap stops him on the 10-meter line. And the ball has been ripped by the All Blacks on the ground as well there. Now comes back to Jordie Barrett now. Counter-attack opportunity now for the All Blacks. It's David Havili. Havili, oh, it's been intercepted. Here they go. Go Scotland, Darcy Graham, and Darcy Graham is going to get the try for the All Black, for Scotland here. Brilliant intercept and had a lot of work to do. Try time to Scotland, and that is the moment that's going to probably change this game for good. What a moment there for Scotland, and it's an intercept try for Darcy Graham. Brilliant stuff. Timed it to perfection. It looked like the All Blacks was going to come with another massive counter-attack. But David Havili just hanging a little bit too long with that pass to Beauden Barrett. And Darcy Graham first had to get past Caleb Clark and then outstepped Jordie Barrett to the try line. Try time to Scotland with a conversion to come. Brilliant. He even slipped and then he had the work to do. So absolutely brilliant from the right winger. So 14-12, and we've had about 15 minutes gone in this game. Wow, conversion to come now for them. A lot of work that was needed to be done by Darcy Graham, and he did it to perfection. 15 gone, 14-12. The All Blacks still got a yellow card for the next 7 minutes. Sakabula says, wow, game on. Absolutely. Now Finn Russell with a conversion attempt here. And he struck it beautifully. 14 points all here after 15 minutes of play. And it's definitely game back on here for both teams. What a game it's been so far. Scotland 14, the All Blacks 14. Still 6 minutes left of the yellow card for the All Blacks. Sakabula says, Guru, what's your surname? Do you have Scottish blood? No, I've actually got French blood, Sakabula. My surname is Labuskachny, so in French, Labouche. So Duan van der Merwe has taken that up inside the 22 now. Ali Price controlling it at the back and getting it out to Hamish Watson, or Jamie Ritchie, who sets it up now for Scotland about 10 metres out from their own try line. And they're now waiting for this one at the back as Price now. He is going to go with a clearing kick himself, and that's not going to find touch though. And into the hands of Geordie Barrett and bundled into touch by Duan van der Merwe. And line out to Scotland now on the 10-metre line inside their own half. Sakabula says, same here, French blood, I am de Villiers. So absolutely French blood running through our veins, so we have to support Scotland today, I think, Sakabula. What does the referee say? Well, I have to take that line out again, so Frank Murphy, the referee so far, not having a bad game. 5 minutes to go on that yellow card for the All Blacks. Fraser Brown now to throw this one into the line out. 17 minutes played. Fraser Brown to Grant Gilchrist in the front now. Price back it comes now. Duan van der Merwe back to Sione Tuipulotu. Finn Russell on a loop around. Now the kick downfield from Stuart Hogg. The chase coming from Darcy Graham and Stuart Hogg again. Trouble now for the All Blacks. It's Geordie Barrett. Oh, he's done beautifully to slip out of the first tackle. But a brilliant tackle from Hamish Watson. Bundles him into touch inside the 22 of the All Blacks. Trouble now. I did say the fact that Barrett was moved from inside to fullback again today could cause problems for them. And he has been caught out there in behind. Stuart Hogg, great pace shown by him. Dion Visser says, I like your commentary, keep it up. Stick to commentary on the game. 14-all at the moment. And here comes the throw-in now from Scotland, 10 metres out from the try line. An opportunity for Scotland to maybe go into the lead for the very first time in this game. We have to just stop the clock there quickly, as there is an injury to one of the players. So 18 minutes played in this one. Can Scotland now find a way back into this one? So, looks like we might have a replacement coming on real soon here for Scotland now. And it looks like it's Jack Dempsey who might be replacing Hamish Watson. And that is a little bit disappointing for him. Did feel that he could have a major impact on this game today. Sakabula says, come on Scotland. As Jack Dempsey makes his way onto the field in the place of Hamish Watson. And that's a big blow for Scotland early on in this game. Can Scotland now take the initiative after trailing by 14 points to 0 after just 10 minutes? Now take the lead in this game. Line out Fraser Brown to throw this one in. To the front they go, and it was Richie Gray now. Tuipulotu just 3 metres out from the try line. What can they do with this one? Still coming. Now it's Ferguson. 5 metres out from the try line. An opportunity now for Scotland. Price waiting. Gets it out to Jamie Ritchie. spins out of one, but it's going to be a penalty against him for rolling on the ground. And that's a great opportunity, Connor begging there. Gordon McIntyre says, finally a fair referee who lets the game flow. Get him for the Bokke versus England. So 3 minutes left on that yellow card now. And Bowden Barrett will kick this downfield 5 meters out from his own try line. 14 all here, 19 minutes played. Sakabula says, LOL, no such thing as a fair ref according to Rassi. Oh, look, they're just human like all. You know, like I said, I think Barnes had a brilliant game up until that last 10 minutes where he made 3 crucial mistakes. But again, he could have made it in the first 10 minutes and it wouldn't have been felt that badly. Unfortunately for us, he made it in the last 10 minutes. So, and definitely had an outcome on the game, I felt. But either way, let's get back to this now. Takiyaho controlling this ball at the back of this maul now. Christie waiting to get this ball out between the 10 and the 22 of the All Blacks. They're still moving forward as the All Blacks now, as they make it up to the 10-meter line now. Between the 10, it's going to be is it going to be a penalty against the All Blacks now? No, it's just going to be a scrum. Accidental offside then from the All Blacks as that maul broke up. And they continued with the maul. So scrum down to Scotland on the 10-meter line inside All Blacks territory, about 10 meters out from the right-hand touch line. Still 2 minutes left on that yellow card now. 14 all at the moment. 73% possession to Scotland in the last 10 minutes and 27% to the All Blacks. Anton Leonard-Brown now starting to warm up. Minute and a half left on that yellow card. Sakabula says, looks like the All Blacks blitzkrieg is over now. Well, you can never write them off, but I think that intercept try was the turning point here now for Scotland. Scrum goes down and we will have another reset scrum now. Scotland will have to use this opportunity. There's still a minute left on that yellow card for Anton Leonard-Brown. 14 all. The penalty try to Scotland and an intercept try to the 2 tries from the All Blacks in the opening 10 minutes of this game. Scrum feed to come now for Price. Scotland will have to use this opportunity as the All Blacks are playing down this yellow card with a scrum at the moment. Price now to feed it in. Scrum is going to go down, and what's the referee score going to be? Looked like the bind was lost from Lolala there. So not quite sure why the referee didn't give a penalty there, but maybe just early days. 22 minutes gone, and one more scrum before the yellow card comes back onto the field. Trying to get him back on the field before the scrum takes place. That's not going to happen, as it's still part of the play that needs to happen before he can come back onto the field. Price with the feet to the scrum then. We've wasted about 2 minutes here on the scrum already. Now it's a free kick to Scotland, and Price off the back to Ipolotto. Finn Russell pass out to Duan van der Merwe now. Out to the back, he cuts back inside, fends off to Leah, gets past Papa Leah, gets past Kira Ioane, but unfortunately running sideways, and now it's a penalty to the All Blacks, holding on the ground. And initially did well was Duan van der Merwe, but then that sideways running caused the All Blacks to get over that ball very quickly and steal that ball on the ground. So Leonard-Brown back on the field, penalty to the All Blacks, right on the 22-meter line towards the middle of the field. We are going to have a stoppage in play again, and it looks like David Avili, who has stayed down here for the All Blacks. It might be a blessing in disguise for him, as Rico Ioane might be coming onto the field here. I did say at the start of this game that I don't really rate David Avili as an inside centre, but then again I do not rate Rico Ioane too much as an outside centre. A better left winger than outside centre, but we could see Leonard Brown move to the inside centre and Rico Ioane to the outside if David Havili can't continue here. It's 14-all. All Blacks scoring 2 quick tries in 8 minutes, while Scotland then hit back with a penalty try and an intercept try. It's all happening out here, but it looks like David Havili will come back onto the, will get up as he's just fixing up his boot real quickly. Referee telling them to get this over with, as they are wasting time at the moment. So when this continue, it will be a penalty to the All Blacks on the 22-meter line inside their own half. Jamie Ritchie again asking the referee there, what is taking so long? Tactical play from the All Blacks, one can feel there. 23 minutes played in this one. And looked like for money, like the All Blacks were going to run away with this after 10 minutes, but then Scotland came back really well to make it 14-all. So time back on now, and it is a penalty to the All Blacks from their own 22. That one is going to find touch right on the halfway line now, and a chance for Takiao to throw this one in. So Takiao waiting for the call from his teammates now. Taking a bit of time there to go with the throw in, but gets it out to Whitelock now. Christie, Bowden Barrett straightens to David Havili. Now Christie again, Akira Ioane. Quick ball here for the All Blacks at the moment. Now Christie again comes back again to Adi Sevilla. He's been watched well so far. And now getting a bit slower ball is Christie. Comes back to Whitelock, Barrett on the loop. Gets the flat pass to Takiao, but well read by Scotland. Now Whitelock again, tackled by Ferguson. Christie moving it to the left-hand side now, Laulala. Good defence from Scotland, right in the middle of the field now is Barrett. Bowden Barrett goes high up into the air. Caleb Clark is chasing after this one, but it's well taken by Stuart Hawke now. Between the 10 and the 22 of Scotland, they get the possession, and it's now Piers Skuman. Sets it up here for them. Big tackle from Akira Ioane. Putting pressure on Ali Price now. Comes back again to Fraser Brown. The All Blacks all over them at the moment now. Inside the 22 of Scotland. Going backwards are the Scottish now. But it's going to be Finn Russell with the kick. And that's going to go directly into touch. Wasn't that carried back though? As the touch just goes almost up to the halfway line there. Roundabout on the 10-meter line of Scotland now. They will have to throw in to this line out. Comes back and well taken by Akira Ioane. Now Dalton Papali'i off the back gets it out to Adi Sevilla. Neat little step from him, but brought down quickly. Now Ethan de Groot takes it up for the All Blacks between the 10 and the 22. Laulala again with a pick up and go. Now Christie, Takiao. About again between the 10 and the 22. It's going to be a penalty to Scotland. Holding on the ground. And it's Jamie Ritchie who wins the penalty this time for Scotland. We talked about this earlier on as well. The breakdown area was where I felt that the All Blacks have been slacking down these last 2 seasons. And they've done well so far in the opening 25 minutes. But this time the cracks have shown. Russell now stealing the extra 5 meters there. And then kicking it to round about between the 10, well just about on the 10-meter line of the All Blacks. Good defense from Piers Skuman. And then Ritchie very quickly up over that ball. Fraser Brown now with the throw into this line. It goes over the top. And that's a beautiful little bop pass to Duan van der Merwe, but it's well read by the All Blacks. Now Price again to Finn Russell. Quick defence. Bowden Barrett onto him in a flash now. And Scotland now held up in the tackle there, but it comes to ground now. Price waiting for it under pressure. Scotland at the moment now. The All Blacks very quickly up over that one, but again Scotland gets it back now. Finn Russell, flat pass to Fraser Brown. Fraser Brown brought down by Mark Talia, right on the touchline here. And that ball, it's going to be a penalty to Scotland here, not rolling away from the All Blacks. And the All Blacks could argue and say that the touch line flag was up already, but they are going to go for the penalty here. So 5 meters inside Scotland's half. The All Black defence really pushing Scotland back on that occasion. So 27 minutes played in this one. 4 penalties conceded by Scotland and 3 by the All Blacks at the moment. That kick from Finn Russell's going to find touch right on the 22-meter line. Can Scotland now take charge in this game? With about 12 minutes to play in this first half. It's been really good rugby to watch overall. Fraser Brown now with the throw in to this line out. To the front they go, well taken by Gray, sorry, as Scotland now starting to maul this one up, just up over the 22 they go, and now it's a penalty advantage to Scotland. So they're now about 15 meters out from the try line now. Price gets it to Tupeluto. Finn Russell on the loop around. There's a chance now. Stuart Hawke gets the pass out, and it's Darcy Graham in for another one. It looks like it. He might be into touch there, but I'm sure that they will go upstairs for this one. But I don't think he's got it down. Let's where did we go and have a look? I don't think he's got this one. But it was a very close one indeed. Well, no, the Dutch judge is happy that it wasn't a try. So we are going to come back for the penalty to Scotland then. Let's have a look. Yeah, he already stepped out there. No, he was out by a mile. So just some wishful thinking from Darcy Graham there. Did very well to get the try down when he did, but no need for the TMO here. As we will go back for the penalty to Scotland, and what will they decide to do here? 5 meters out from the try line here, and Scotland is going to go for the line out. Good opportunity now for them. Fraser Brown again with the throw into this line out. Scotland's line out has worked really well, but this time not so well. Ferguson has got it at the back here though for them, and here comes the maul, but it's going sideways and backwards now. They will have to play this one soon. One last go here from Scotland to try and get this ball going forward for them. And now it's off the back. Matt Ferguson will have the support there. 5 meters out from the try line towards the middle of the field now, under the post here for Scotland. Grant Gilchrist going with a pick up and go. Now it's Fraser Brown also having a crack. Scotland will need to be there in numbers if they're going to stop the All Blacks from turning this over. It's another penalty advantage now to Scotland here as they move it wide. Now Finn Russell with a little dab through. That's going to be just too far for Hogg, but they will come back for another penalty, this time right in front. And if I was Scotland, I will keep that pressure up. Don't go for goal. Keep the pressure coming. Get that yellow card and put the pressure on them. But I think I've got this feeling that they might have a shot at goal here. So 10 minutes to play in this first half. It's all Scotland now, as they have decided to have a shot at goal here right in front. So maybe it's a good thing to just take the 3-pointer, but I'm a little bit worried about the All Blacks onslaught after they restart then again. Rather keep that pressure on them. But for the first time in this game, Scotland can take the lead after trailing 14-0 at after 8 minutes of play. It is now 17 points to 14, Scotland leading the All Blacks. And what a comeback already this has been from the Scottish side. Some really great performance here from them. And Darcy Graham so close to a second try as well. Just unable to get there. Right, so now it is the All Blacks with the restart then. Beauden Barrett will get us back underway now with 9 minutes to play in this first half. It is taken in by Duan van der Merwe now, tackled by Dalton Papali inside the 22 of Scotland now. Ali Price is waiting for this one, gets it out to Stuart Hawk, who's going to put it on the boot and is going to find touch roundabout on the halfway line. That's a really good kick from Stuart Hawk. So now 17-14, All Black throw into this line out. And it's going to be Takiao to do it for them. Takiao with the throw into this line out. And again taking his time with the throw in here, as they just want to make sure of the jump. To the back and well taken by Akira Ioane now, as the All Blacks form the ball, and it's going forward very quickly now for them as they make their way up to the 10-meter line of Scotland now. Really trying to push this one beautifully and still going as the All Black. Now they get it out. It's David Avili to Beauden Barrett. Beauden Barrett to Mark Delia. Good defence from Scotland. And it's Harris who made the good tackle. Now Christie gets it back to Whitelock. Puts it down between the 10 and the 22 now. Christie again, Takiao. Strong carry from him as they're coming up well, or they've lost it backwards now as the All Blacks, as Mark Delia manages to collect it for them again now. Still coming, Gordon Asker, any idea who is in the same pool as Scotland for the World Cup? Well, Scotland, South Africa, Ireland. That's and Tonga. That is our pool, Gordon McIntyre. Now the ball has been lost here by the All Blacks and picked up by Duan van der Merwe, but bundled into touch between the 10 and the 22 of Scotland now. We might have another stoppage in play here now with 6 minutes to go in this game, in this first half. Yeah, so if I've got it right, let me just see. It's Ireland, Scotland, Tonga, Romania and South Africa. Yeah, so Scotland is in the same pool as us, along with Ireland, Tonga and Romania. So it's Richie Gray receiving some attention now at the moment, as we've had a massive start to this game. 2 quick tries from Takiao and Mark Delia, and then a penalty try to Scotland, and then an intercept try as well, and now a penalty to Scotland to put them in the lead here. So with 7 minutes to play in this first half, it's been a really good game to watch. So scrum down now, well, it's a scrum down to the All Blacks for a little knock on from Scotland. So the All Blacks to put this one in. Finley Christie with the feed to the scrum here. And now at the back, Christie picks it up, gets it out to David Avili, who takes it up to the 22-meter line. Now here comes the All Blacks. It is Ardie Savea with a really good leg drive, and comes back to the All Blacks side now. Just inside the 22, Akira Ioane. Beauden Barrett on the loop around to Leonard Brown. Gets it out, Geordie Barrett. Good quick defence on the All Blacks, and Caleb Clark have to get that ball behind the advantage line outside of the 22, but they have recovered it now as the All Blacks, as Scott Barrett takes it up right on the 22-meter line. Now it's Nipo Lalala. Good strong carry from him again. Christie, Barrett, out Takiao. Up over the 22 and still going is Takiao. But quickly over that ball is Jamie Ritchie. Has to leave it though, says the referee. Now it's Savea again. Savea takes it up. Now Dempsey tries to get to that ball but can't. Here comes Beauden Barrett again. Caleb Clark fends off one, fends off nearly two. Good try-saving tackle there from Stuart Hogg on him. 5 meters out from the try line. Here comes Caleb Clark again now. Still 5 meters out from the try line. 5 minutes to go in the first half. Christie now trying to work the blind side, but well handled by Price, and he knocks it on. It's going to be a scrum down to Scotland. And you can see what that means to Stuart Hawke. Brilliant stuff from the Scottish on defence there. And we will have another stoppage in play now, as it's Darcy Graham who will be receiving some attention here. Carol says, my Warriors Island have peaked a year too early. And then Gordon McIntyre says, nah, Bokke and Irish must be my favourites. So just that little knock on in from Finley Christie, as Scotland survives that onslaught from the All Blacks. So it looks like Blair Kinghorn might be warming up here, so that could be the end of Darcy Graham's game here, who has been phenomenal so far. And suddenly the Scottish lose a very good speedster here in Darcy Graham. Well, it might just be a quick replacement, so just wait and see if he's he is going to continue as Darcy Graham. So that's really good news for them. With 4.5 minutes to go in this first half. Scotland 17, New Zealand 14 at the moment. It's going to be a defensive scrum here to Scotland, 5 meters out from their own try line. Can they survive this scrum from the All Blacks? Caleb Clark has tried valiantly to get over that try line, but the Scottish defence have kept him out on 2 occasions already here. Bryce will feed this one in. We've got 4 minutes to go in this first half. Scrum goes down again, and the referee has been very patient with him throughout this first half. We have seen a couple of resets and only free kicks, no penalties from the scrum just yet. But he is now telling Lolala and Pierre Skuman that he might be penalising the next one by the looks of it. Saying that the grass is a little bit slippery underfoot, and he decides to move it just a little bit infield. So this will favour Scotland on the clearance kick a little bit better. Still 3.5 minutes to go in this first half. It's 17 points to 14. Can Scotland clear this ball away? This time it goes down again, and this time it's going to be a penalty to Scotland. And it's Nipo Lalala who's going to get penalised there. Takiao not happy with the referee's decision there, but there's nothing that he can do about it. Penalty to Scotland, and a chance for them to clear this ball away. Finn Russell now with the kick downfield. So if a game was 37 minutes long, Scotland would have had victory, but it's not. That kick is going to get cleared up to the 10-meter line inside their own half. And they still have this line out to contest now from the 10-meter line inside their own half. Is Scotland, expecting them to get this line out and then kick it up high into the air. Right to the back they go. Well taken by Richie Gray. Here comes the driving maul now. Penalty advantage for Scotland as they make their way forward. It's Matt Fagerson. Matt Fagerson having a crack here. Now they come back again. Ali Price back to Finn Russell. Goes with a little chip kick over the top. Who's going to get it? It is going to be collected by Geordie Barrett though. And the referee will call him back for the penalty to Scotland then. Almost miscommunication there between Geordie Barrett and Finley Christie. But they have weathered the storm there. But the Scottish now have a penalty. Gordon McIntyre seems very happy with what's happening here at the moment. So 17-14, it's another penalty to Scotland now. And Finn Russell is going to find touch here between the 10 and the 22-meter line. And I think what I'm seeing from the ground, and I don't know if I'm right, but Scotland are playing against the wind at the moment, so they will have the wind in their favour as well in the second half. So now, with a minute to go in this first half, Fraser Brown with the throw into this line-out. Fraser Brown now waiting for it. To the back they go, but overthrown and well taken by Jack Dempsey though. Now right on the 22-meter line, Ali Price. Back to Piers Skuman. Piers Skuman sets it up on the 22-meter line. Price again now, Finn Russell. Finn Russell, here comes Fraser Brown, a pass out. Here comes Jamie Ritchie, spins out of one. Just 10 meters out from the try line now. Here comes Xander Ferguson now, sets it up beautifully for Scotland now. Back Grant Gilchrist. Grant Gilchrist attacks the line. Just still 10 meters out from the try line though. Now Stuart Hawke with a long cut-off pass. Here's a chance to for the man back on the inside. And can he get there? No, he can't. Just 2 meters out from the try line. Here they come again through Xander Ferguson. Still coming is the Scottish now. Grant Gilchrist, quick ball needed. Can I get this back? Just 2 meters out from the try line. Moving to the infield now. Pick up and go. Piers Skuman now. Just a meter out from the try line. Ali Price calling in his forwards here at the moment. Can I get this ball out now? Fraser Brown in possession. Pick up and go from him. Quickly up over that ball as the All Blacks. And they win a penalty there. It's the All Blacks who win the penalty. And that's disappointing from Scotland. They should have closed that ball down better. The contest of the ruck, a very good one at the moment. That one is going to go into touch, and with that, it will be the half-time score here between the two sides. And what a game this has been so far. Brilliant stuff from both sides, really. It was the All Blacks in that opening 15 minutes of the game, and the rest that belonged to Scotland. It's been a really good game. 17-14 at halftime, and Scotland can kick themselves for not getting the try on the stroke of halftime here. But a very good performance from both sides. As I'm going to take a quick break, but when we do come back, we will be doing the second half. So don't go anywhere. Right, guys, we are back here for the second half of this game here between Scotland and the All Blacks. It's Scotland leading by 17 points to 14 at halftime after they trailed by 14 points to 0 after just 8 minutes of play. A try from Takiao very early on in the 3rd minute, and then a try from Mark De Leer in the 8th minute have put the All Blacks into a lead by 14 points to 0, and then a penalty try to Scotland from a try which Stuart Hawke would have certainly have scored, got them back to 14-7, and then an intercept try from Darcy Graham has put them level, and then a penalty from Scotland put them in the lead by 17-14, and then on the stroke of half time the All Blacks survived the Scottish onslaught to stop another try just before half time. So that has been the summary of the first half, and what a game it's been. I mean, it looked like Scotland was going to go down by quite a big margin, and then suddenly they just came back into the game. Some brilliant defensive effort from both sides throughout this first half have seen a very good game between the two sides. Scotland has never beaten the All Blacks before, and today have the opportunity to make history. If a game was 40 minutes long, it would have been the case today. But unfortunately, a match is 80 minutes, and let's see if they will still lead after the 80 minutes today. I am confident that we will see history being made today. Like I said again from the start, I don't think that this All Black side is a particular good side. They've risked it all with some very strange call-ups today, and if we just go through this All Blacks team again real quickly, and looking at the side, Ethan de Groot and Samisoni Takiao has only a few tests under their belt. Nipo Lalala not in the greatest of form. Whitelock is playing along with Scott Barrett. Whitelock is well past his years, one feel, and only really a threat when he plays in partnership with Brodie Retallick, and then Akira Ioane, Dalton Papali and Ari Savia is not the most feared loose trio in World Rugby, although they've done really well, and I kind of have to swallow my words on that one. I think Dalton Papali has had a phenomenal game in that first half, but still again, they're not the quality of Richie McCaw and the likes of Jerome Kaino or somebody in that line. Then if you look at the halfback combination of Finlay Christie, still also just a couple of games under his belt, and Beauden Barrett been switched between 10 and 15 the whole time. It's not good for confidence as well. And then the likes of David Avili and Anton Leonard-Brown in the midfield. David Avili, for me, not a good centre, a brilliant fullback, and Anton Leonard-Brown coming back from injury, haven't played in a long time, and you can see the rustiness in him as well. And then Mark De Leer on debut, along with Jordie Barrett at fullback, who played inside centre just a week ago. So too many switches, I think, from the All Black side as well, and then also players that haven't been playing for a while, and then a little bit of inexperience also counting against this side today. But they have done really well, and credit where it's due. Although, like I said, I think the All Blacks have wasted a brilliant opportunity earlier this year to sack Ian Foster. They didn't do that, and they didn't appoint Scott Robinson, and I think that's the reason why they're in the situation that they are at the moment. Although never easy coming to PT Murrayfield and winning Scotland. They haven't lost to Scotland in the past, but I do think that today will be that day. As you look at that bench from them still to come, Cody Taylor, an experienced player that could bring a bit of flair to the game. George Bower and Fletcher Newell and Tupou Vai, not the most experienced from them. So you can't really, in a tight situation like that, just give caps away to guys that still need to learn a little bit. Then Shannon Frizzell, not the most prolific loose forward in World Rugby. TJ Perenara coming back after being long overdue. Haven't played for the All Blacks in ages. And then Stephen Perafetta, another youngster, along with Rico Ioane. So I'm just not confident that this All Black side will be able to pull this game through in a very tight affair. And then on the other hand, Scotland, with the guys like Fraser Brown, Xander Fagerson, Richie Gray and Grant Gilchrist, along with Jamie Ritchie. Hamish Watson has now left the field injured, replaced by Jack Dempsey, another international quality player. And then Matt Fagerson, there's experience there, Ali Price and Finn Russell, along with the quality of Duan van der Merwe and Darcy Graham, and then Chris Harris also with a lot of experience to come and help Sione Tui Pilato, and then Stuart Hawke having a brilliant game as well for Scotland. If you look at that bench still to come, Ewan Ashman, Rory Sutherland, VPNL, Johnny Gray, Ben White, Blair Kinghorn and Mark Bennett, you'll see that this is guys that has gone the hard yards, and they have been on the losing end before, and that's why I think it's even more so important for these guys to get this win over the All Blacks today. And I think with the sides that they've got here, I think Scotland can definitely go all the way today and make history. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think is going to happen. I do have the poll up on the channel as well, 117 votes so far. Unfortunately, on this streaming software, I can't see how many votes there is. I will be moving back to my old streaming software. This is actually the last game that we will be doing on this streaming software, but from the midweek game that we're going to do this week, we will be going back to the old software. Right, so we're about to get this second half back underway, and looking forward to this one. Let's hope that Scotland have a better start than they had in this first half and can really come out firing in the second half against this All Black side with their backs against the wall. We are going to get the second half then underway here, and it will be Scotland to kick this one off for us for the second half, playing from left to right on our screen. So good luck to everybody, and may the best team win here in the end today. As Finn Russell will get this game, the second half underway for us here at BT Murrayfield. And looking forward to this one. 40 minutes separating Scotland from history. Stuart Hawke, Finn Russell, Fraser Brown, the likes of Jamie Ritchie, all of them, Ali Price, will have to be the difference today. Those experienced guys will have to come out and pull this one through for Scotland today. As we get the second half underway through Finn Russell. And here we go with the kickoff taken by Mark de Leer. Inside the 22 under pressure from Duan van der Merwe. And now the All Blacks in possession about 8 meters out from their own try line. They get it out to Takiao, who sets it up beautifully for them. Let's have a look what's going to happen now. As it's Nipo Lalalo who takes it up for them. Still about 7 meters out from their own try line. Just moving a little bit infield to set up a good clear and kick opportunity for Finlay Christie. He is going to go with a box kick over the top, and not going to find touch. Finds Duan van der Merwe now. Duan van der Merwe gets past one, gets past two. Now he's going to run sideways again. Needs to get over the advantage line. Right on the 22-meter line they come. Now Finn Russell out to Stuart Hawke now. Stuart Hawke cuts back inside. Good defence here from Scotland at the moment. Ali Price gets it out to Matt Fagerson. Push back in a tackle there now. Finn Russell again. The cutout pass now to Duan van der Merwe. He cuts back inside again. Just outside the 22 now, Scotland, as Price waits for it. Piers Skuman. He's going to set it up for them between the 10 and the 22. Price again now. Finn Russell on a loop around Duan van der Merwe. Gets it out to Darcy Graham. Penalty advantage coming for Scotland now. As the referee blows on his whistle. And we will come back for the penalty. So Scotland now with a chance to extend their lead early on. Offside from the All Blacks, and between the 10 and the 22 in the middle of the field here, an opportunity for Finn Russell to make it 20 points to 14. Brilliant opportunity for them today to make history, this Scottish side. Finn Russell will be lining this one up, and 2 minutes into the second half. with the opportunity to extend their lead to 20-14. Finn Russell now. Should be a gimme for him. Right in the middle of the field, just outside the 22. Should get this one in his sleep. And the pressure, unfortunately, could be a lot on him here in front of a sold-out BT Murrayfield. That kick has been well struck and over it goes. So 20-14, Scotland leading the All Blacks. Had a great game so far, like Sakabula said there. Can they capitalise on this opportunity today as Scotland, as they will be looking to make history for the first time. The restart then taken by Darcy Graham in the back, and up over the 22 he goes, but a little bit isolated, but another penalty advantage to Scotland now. A little chip kick over the top, but well collected by Caleb Clark as the referee called him back there. Dion Visser says, "You put me in the stadium, keep it up." Thanks, Dion. And there's another penalty now to Scotland from the 22-metre line. 20 points to 14 now. Finn Russell to kick this one downfield for Scotland. They just need to keep this up. Between the 10 and the halfway line inside their own half, it's going to be the throw in to this line out. That was a high tackle from Ardie Sevilla, so that was what the penalty was for. Just a little bit more of this, and they could be on their way to break this history. Price now, Finn Russell. Back it comes now to Jack Dempsey, who took it up. Now it's Stuart Hawke with the kick downfield. They just don't need to kick away possession too much. As Caleb Clark now on a counter-attack. Up to the 10-metre line he goes. Now Finn Russell, not Finley Christie, gets it out to Nipo Laulala. Between the 10, it's been ripped here by Scotland, and a chance now for them. Jamie Ritchie, Stuart Hawke with another kick and into touch, just up over the 22 here. And now Scotland with some really good momentum going forward in this one. 4.5 minutes gone. The clock has been stopped here by the referee. Fraser Brown receiving some attention now at the moment. Dominic Bosman says, "Let's go Scotland." And what a rip that was on the ground from Jack Dempsey, the former Australian international. Is that little kick the right decision from Stuart Hawke to put that in behind the All Blacks? And 4.5 minutes, almost 5 minutes gone in this second half. And it's Scotland looking really good at the moment. All Blacks on the back foot. They need to keep this momentum up. Don't give the All Blacks a sniff for this game. Looking on in the stands of Brody Retallick and Roger Tuivasa Shack. They're both of them not playing today. Dominic also says Scotland looking dangerous at the moment. They do. So time is back on, and Takiao throws this one in now. Taken at the back by Ardie Sevilla. Just up over the 22 and still going is Ardie Sevilla. So strong on his legs. Almost up to the 10-metre line. And this will be a penalty advantage now to the All Blacks. A high tackle from Scotland this time round. All the way back to the 22. And now a little bit of a scuffle there between the players, but stopped real quickly. So Ardie Sevilla with a beautiful leg drive there. Yeah, Matt Ferguson just going in a little bit too high there on Ardie Sevilla. And the All Blacks now with an opportunity to clear this ball away. Bowden Barrett at 10 today for the All Blacks, not Richie Mohanga as usual. Saying that the referee, the coach have taken a major risk at selecting the squad here today. That is the truth. So line out on the halfway line now for the All Blacks. Takiao to throw this one in for the All Blacks. 2014 at the moment. Scotland leading this game. All Blacks still well and truly in this though. And we know how dangerous they can be. Now Whitelock off the back gets it out to Papali. Back on the inside to Takiao. Well defended there by Ferguson on him. Now it's Akira Ioane with a pick up and go. but Jamie Ritchie quickly up over that, and he wins the penalty there for Scotland. Brilliant stuff. And again, like I said at the start of this game, I feel that the one area where Scotland can dominate them is at the breakdown today, because they're not great at the breakdown. We've seen Akira Ioane struggle throughout the start of the Rugby Championship in that position, and it was a really strange call to actually start him in that position then. So mistake from the coaching staff really, I would say there, as Scotland will find touch about on the 22-meter line here, as they are looking to bring on a couple of replacements now. The All Blacks, it's a Newell that they want to come onto the field now for them. So on the bench for the All Blacks is George Bower and Fletcher Newell, not very experienced players there. Now over the top, the throw in from Scotland. On the attack they come through. Grant Gilchrist now 15 metres out from the try line. They come Piers Skuman. Piers Skuman runs into a brick wall there. Good defence from the All Blacks. Now Jack Dempsey, Finn Russell on the loop around. Gets it out to Stuart Hogg. And he's so close to the try. He just needed to get the pop pass out and they would have been over. Now just 2 metres out from the try line. It's a penalty to the All Blacks holding on. Wow. Stuart Hogg just had to get that pop pass out and he was gone. Wow. Another moment that could come back to haunt this Scottish side. It's a penalty to the All Blacks, 5 metres out from their own try line. Now the kick downfield. Oh, and it's not going to find touch here by Bowden Barrett, collected by Duan van der Merwe now. Gets it out to Darcy Graham. And Darcy Graham now cuts back inside. Oh, the referee has called them back for a knock on. That is a bad call, I think, from Frank Murphy. But benefit of the doubt to him, as it will be a scrum to the All Blacks all the way on the halfway line here. And I would love to see that replay again. Don't think it was the right call from Frank Murphy there, but either way, let's just have a look here. Did he knock that ball on? Did backwards? Oh, that's a bad call from the referee, because Darcy Graham was on his way. Darcy Graham would have been on his way to a possible try there. But either way, scrum down now to the All Blacks, just inside their own half, right on the right-hand touchline for them. And an opportunity now for the All Blacks. 2 moments now that Scotland could have really took the initiative here and didn't. Right, Christie waiting for that ball at the back now. It is going to come out for the All Blacks, taken up. Bowden Barrett, flat pass to David Avili. Good defence from Finn Russell. Now comes Scott Barrett, just up over halfway. Again, Christie now back to to Anton Leonard-Brown. On the 10-metre line, they now back to Bowden Barrett, goes high up into the air. The chase now coming from the All Blacks, but well taken by Duan van der Merwe. Duan van der Merwe brought down 5 metres outside of the 22. Now it's Finn Russell who's going to send us downfield into a bit of space, but it's Geordie Barrett back for it. Now on the 10-metre line inside the All Blacks half. He's going to go with a kick, and that's going to go into the hands of Duan van der Merwe now. Duan van der Merwe runs it up to the halfway line, and still going is Duan van der Merwe, now brought down right on the halfway line. Now it's Xander Ferguson just setting it up for the Scottish in the middle of the field now. Comes back again to Finn Russell with another kick downfield, looking for the 50-22, but the ball is going to bounce into the hands of Caleb Clark now. Here's a chance for Mark Talia. Mark Talia brought down on the 22-metre line, but gets the pass out to Bowden Barrett. Bowden Barrett unfortunately slips and knocks the ball on. It's going to be a scrum down to Scotland right on the 22-metre line. Brilliant stuff from them, putting the All Blacks under pressure. And now a scrum down to Scotland right on the 22 in the middle of the field, as George Bower and Fletcher Newell to come on for the All Blacks. And again, I don't think it's a good call. It's a really bad call to have inexperienced loose head props or props in general in a game away from home against a team that you've never lost to before with the possibility of losing. I don't think it was a good call from Ian Foster to select such an inexperienced front row. So Fletcher Newell and George Power to come on for them. Yeah, Bowden Barrett just slipped under his own feet, and then the pass to his brother Geordie, knocking that ball on. And it was played in an offside position, I think, from Dalton Papali'i. So the All Blacks lucky not to get a penalty against them there. So Bauer and Newell now on the field for the All Blacks here, as it's still just Takiao who is on the field here. Should have actually brought on Cody Taylor just to help the guys with the experience there in that front row. So now scrum down to Scotland, just outside the All Blacks 22, right in the middle of the field. Dion Visser says, good play by Scotland. Absolutely. They've come at this All Black side in this opening 11 minutes of the game quite tremendously. So scrum down now to Scotland, and a little bit over eager there from George Bauer, as they just need to be patient to set that scrum down. Looks like Rico Ioane also warming up now for the All Blacks. And regardless, I don't think it's going to change too much to this momentum of the All Black side today. I just don't think that they have the team to win this one. So now Price to feed this one in for Scotland. Another minute wasted for the scrums. We've seen about 5-6 minutes wasted in this game just due to scrummages. It's going to be a penalty to Scotland from that scrum, and another chance for Finn Russell to extend the lead. And just like I said, the inexperience of the front rows are letting the All Blacks down here. Fraser Brown and Piers Kuman, along with Ferguson, just doing absolutely brilliant there. And now it's going to be a penalty to Scotland just outside the 22 here, and an opportunity to extend the lead to 23 points to 14 with about 27 minutes to play in this game. Still plenty of time left on the clock though, and we know how dangerous this All Black side can be. But like I said, I just don't think they have the players on this day to do that. But you can just never write them off. So Finn Russell from in the middle of the field, just outside the 22, will be looking to extend that lead now. Mike says, Guru, never say never. I will never say never, Mike, but let's see how it goes. I'm desperately wanting a victory for Scotland for the very first time as that kick goes over. So 23 points to 14. All I'm saying, I've never said that the All Blacks are not good enough, but I just feel that the team that has been selected today isn't good enough. But we'll see. They led 14 points to 0 after just 8 minutes, so anything is possible. Right, so the restart coming down from Bowden Barrett now. And that is a deep kick in from him. This time it's going to be kicked downfield from Marley Price. And Price not going to find touch. And here comes Geordie Barrett now to Bowden Barrett on the halfway. Goes for a little chip kick over the top. But it's going to be well collected by Stuart Hawke. But the pass to Finn Russell is a wobbly one. He's managed to secure that though inside his own 22. And now Scotland needs to be very careful. They have managed to secure that ball about 15 meters out from their own try line. They now just set it up through the forwards as Ali Price waiting for this one to come back. Good counter ruck there from the All Blacks, but it's not going to work out for them, as Price will be able to kick this one over the top again. And here's going to find touch roundabout. Well, quickly thrown in by the All Blacks now as Geordie Barrett takes it up. Just up over the 10-meter line of Scotland now. Finley Christie waiting for it. Slow ball coming now. George Power again sets it up for the All Blacks. Now Christie. Back it comes to Bowden Barrett going with a cross kick this time for Caleb Clark. But it's going to go into touch here. And one have to ask, was it directly into touch? So let's just see what the Dutch judges say. No, I think it's going to be on the 22-meter line. So have a look. Oh, that's going to go directly. Must have been. Let's have a look. He didn't touch it. It's directly into touch. So they must come back, surely, for around about the 10-meter line, or the halfway line, really. Let's have a look what they decide here. It's just another stoppage in play this time for Xander Fagerson. And let's just adjust that clock. It's 15 minutes gone in this second half. And what a game Duan van der Merwe has had. It's just showing the highlights of this man now on defense and on the attack. He's been brilliant so far for Scotland. Not backing down from the physicality at all. And really playing a good game. Putting Mark de Leer to bed today. And that just shows you the quality and sometimes the inexperience of the new guy. I personally feel that they should have given Mark de Leer a chance in the Rugby Championship when they had their strongest team on the field. But again, that's just my opinion for now. As waiting for this clock, well, for the injury break to be over again. It is Scotland 23, and they will have the line out on the halfway line. It is. So now the throw. Oh, it's on the 22. Sorry. So here comes the driving maul now from Scotland, from their own 22 here. A good pushback from the All Blacks, but Price with a kick downfield, and waiting for it is Caleb Clark now. Just a call back. It's going to be a penalty to Scotland on the 22-meter line. And things just not going the All Blacks' way at the moment. Syed says, I'm a Scotland supporter from, is it Sri Lanka? 23-14 at the moment. 16 minutes gone in the second half. And Scotland looking pretty good at the moment. 9 points lead here for them. They've got a penalty on the 22 inside their own half at the moment. As Finn Russell will now kick this away into touch. And he will find touch about 5 meters inside the half of the All Blacks. A territory gain of 30 meters with that kick from him. And Scotland looking good at the moment. Can they do this? So Christie has gone off, and they've brought on TJ Perenara as well as Cody Taylor for the All Blacks. So 2 experienced players now coming on for them, as well as a couple of changes for Scotland now, as Piers Skuman leaves the field, as well as, let's just see who else has left the field. So on comes VPNL and Rory Sutherland now. The line-up taken beautifully by Gilchrist again. And here comes the maul from Scotland now from the halfway line. Can they make this count? Scotland waiting for this ball at the back now as Price gets it out eventually. Now Tui Pelotto. Tui Pelotto now with the drive. They need to leave him right on the halfway line. Is the All Blacks now as they get it to Jack Dempsey. Jack Dempsey sets it up just over the halfway now. Finn Russell going with the kick downfield straight into the hands of Caleb Clark, though. He's going to send it back with interest. And carrying back for it was Stuart Hawke. Oh, no, not Stuart Hawke, but Duan van der Merwe. Now it's Stuart Hawke who's going to kick this downfield. They're going to rely on the bounce of the ball. Here's the All Blacks. And it's not kind as Beauden Barrett have to carry back for it. Finally gets it back to Geordie Barrett, who kicks it just outside his own 22. Straight into the hands of Finn Russell now. Finn Russell is going to run it up. Now kicks it on the halfway line. Bounce of the ball this time into the hands of Beauden Barrett. And he's going to send it back again. And he's going to not find a distance that he wanted to get, as it goes out about 5 meters inside their own half. So apologies, VPNL is only going to come onto the field now. So Rory Sutherland and VPNL now on for Scotland in the front row now. What a game this has been. And what a performance from Xander Fagerson again, the front rower, doing really well for Scotland. 23-14 they lead. 9 point lead for them going into this last 20 minutes of the game. And I see they have stopped the clock again, so we're about a minute in front here. So there we go. 18 minutes gone in this second half. And a throw in from Fraser Brown off the back again. No, it's been knocked on by Scotland, it looks like. And now the All Blacks on the attack on the 10-meter line of Scotland now. Here they come. Bowden Barrett off the back to Anton Leonard-Brown. Now it's Rico Ioane. Rico Ioane cuts back inside. Almost between the 10 and the halfway line now. Barrett back on the inside to Whitelock. Whitelock sets it up beautifully now. Perenara. Bowden Barrett with a cutout pass to Mark Talia. Mark Talia up to the 22. He goes. And into touch he goes. Roundabout on the 22-meter line. So not sure if there was a miscommunication there from Mark Talia and the inside player there, but he just carried on into touch there. So about 5 meters inside the 22 of Scotland now. It is going to be a defensive line out for them. Syed says, wow, it's really interesting commentary. What a jazz up. Really love it. Thanks, Syed. 20 minutes to play in this game, and they've stopped the clock again. So more changes on the field then as Shannon Frizzell comes on for Akira Ioane. So they have opted to go for a little bit more experience off the bench here, and they will rely on these guys to come and make the change here. Cody Taylor, Shannon Frizzell, TJ Perenara, Rico Ioane, and the rest of the guys there in the All Blacks bench. It ends there, unfortunately, as Perafeta and also Tupo Vai with not a lot of experience there under their belt. But it will be a line out to Scotland now, about 5 meters inside their own 22, as it will be a defensive line out for them. Fraser Brown will have to throw this one in spot on. Let's see what they can do with it. And it goes to the back to Jamie Ritchie. Sets it up beautifully for Scotland. Inside the 22. They get the driving maul going. Can they milk a penalty from this? Cody Taylor, however, has done exceptionally well to hold that ball up. And this ball could, if it doesn't come out, will be a scrum down to the All Blacks. It's still held up. Now it's going to be scrum time for the All Blacks. And Cody Taylor has done absolutely phenomenal. Scrum down to the All Blacks in the middle of the field, 5 meters inside the 22 of Scotland. They need to strike back now if they want to have any chance of winning this game, is the All Blacks.